football. In fact, generally kicked out of sport for such a long time. Racism. And guess what? The source of the agitation, the source of the racism wasn't a player, it wasn't the fans, it was a fourth official. And both players of Istanbul Başakşehir and Paris Saint-Germain walked off because of the antics of the fourth official. Well, we do not know. That match was suspended. We learned that PSG attempted to come back, but Istanbul Başakşehir were not having any of that, and so that match has been suspended. We'll keep tabs on that and keep you updated on what is going to happen. But for now, that match has been suspended, and as we told you, both sides completely, they were in unison. They fought against us, especially somebody who used to play in the English Premier League, played for Newcastle, played for Chelsea. His name Demba Ba. He stood up to the fourth official and told him, you were telling, when you were talking to a white person, you just said this guy, but when it came to a black person, you said this black guy. Why would you use black when you are referring to him? Those were the things that we had, and then both sides just said no, we are not going to accept this, and they both walked off. Later today we will have a match at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Edo Queens will be in action. From the jingle you had, they said 4 p.m. but we can tell you that there is an update. That match has been moved to 6 p.m. Yes, we want you guys to come and enjoy our fantastic floodlights. So because of some logistics issues, they had to move that match to 6 p.m. But you know that at night it is not a problem at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. I have been there. I have watched the game under the floodlights. I've also played under the floodlight. It is fantastic. It's a wonderful experience. So the gates will be thrown open. You fans can go there, have a great fun. So go and support Edo Queens as they begin their campaign in the Nigerian Women Football League. Good morning and welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KUFM Benin City. My name is Saniu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Abracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Egosa Agbekan, the sports maestro, joins me on the show this morning. Egosa, so much to talk about in the UEFA Champions League. Comeback Kings, Manchester United, they did their best, 3-0 down, they tried, but it just didn't work out. They are now out of the UEFA Champions League. So it seems like much of the action, at least from yesterday, happened in Group H, where we had RB Leipzig taking on Manchester United, and then Paris Saint-Germain played against Istanbul Başakşehir. But let's begin from that incident, the Paris Saint-Germain against Istanbul Başakşehir. The game will be resumed on Wednesday, that's today. Yeah. Yes, after it was abandoned on Tuesday, with a match official accused of using a racist term towards one of the backroom staff of Istanbul Başakşehir. Then they allege, Istanbul Başakşehir, they allege that the fourth official, Sebastian Coltescu, used the language towards the assistant the assistant coach Pierre Webu, who used to play for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. So Webu was shown a red card in an exchange on the third line, and Istanbul Başakşehir players, they walked off the pitch in protest, and PSG players supported them and also walked off. But as I said, Demba Ba was at the center. He confronted the fourth official and told him some of the things that was said, and the man was trying to say, well, in my language in Bulgaria it is not that, and this is the lame excuse that we hear every time. When it happened with Luis Suarez, you know, he in 2013 now, he claimed that in South America that term, you know, the N-word means something else. It means a small boy, a little boy, you know, it isn't really racist. And just last week, new Manchester United striker Edison Cavani also used the term, but you could see clearly that the context in which he was using it, somebody was telling him well done for scoring 2 goals and turning the game around, and then he used that term to say thank you, and he used the word, and he was immediately told that, look, this thing is not, it could be misinterpreted, and he took it down, but he was still criticized. So I'm wondering why somebody would still say, because we didn't take it easy on Cavani. When we didn't know the word I used, we were like, okay, he has apologized, let's accept it. But when we got to find out that it was the same word that got Luis Suarez in trouble all those years ago, and we knew, of course, that he is from the same country with Luis Suarez, so he must have known, except if he was playing his football in mass then. But he must have known that that word got Luis Suarez into trouble. So it wasn't wise of him to use that same word, even though he didn't mean any offense. And now you have this fourth official, Sebastian Coltescu, using that word and saying that well, in my country, it is not like that. I think he was saying in Romania, Romania, that it didn't really mean what the guys thought that he was saying.
Well, I think it's time for UEFA to take necessary steps, because ignorance is not an excuse before the law, and for what he has said, I think it goes to show that sometimes they do these things, intentionally, and at the end of the day, they find one way or the other to see how they can take themselves out of the troubled waters. But what the damage has been done, what the clubs are going to spend today, the club that was supposed to fly back to Turkey today would not have to stay back and wait till 5 p.m. or thereabout to continue the match from the 14th minute after being abandoned. The expenses and all that, who is going to foot all this bill? Sometimes we need to do something.
It's UEFA, of course.
I know that. Yeah, that is why UEFA will also blame this referee and take necessary steps, because if the referee has not used that black is what caused everything, not any other thing. And he shouldn't have done that. He should have, say this guy. Or if he knows him by the name, should have called him by the name. But calling him a black guy doesn't really. But
Dembaba was his substitute, so he could.
Yeah.
He was close to the fourth official, so he had what he said. And then he confronted him and said, "Why, when you mention a black guy, do you have to say this black guy? When you were talking to the white guy, you didn't say white, you didn't mention his race. So why would you say this black guy?"
Yeah,
and then a PSG defender, Presnel Kimpembe, he also said, "Is it serious? We are heading in. We are heading in. That's it. We are heading in." That is a PSG player now supporting Istanbul Basaksehir after they walked off. And then Kylian Mbappe, who of course is a PSG player, he tweeted later, "Say no to racism. Webo, we are with you." Yeah. And then the president of Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan, he said that he believed UEFA will take necessary steps, that we are unconditionally against racism and discrimination in sports and in all areas of life. That's what he wrote on Twitter. So UEFA, as they said, this match is going to continue from the 14th minute, and then they will get to the end of the game. So this was the statement from UEFA. UEFA has, after discussion with both clubs, decided on an exceptional basis to have the remaining minutes of the match played tomorrow with a new team of match officials. A thorough investigation on the incident that took place will be opened immediately. So they released the statement yesterday, so that tomorrow is today. So they are going to play the remaining minutes today.
Yeah, and the extra expenses that UEFA is going to spend, that's why they are going to ensure that they follow due process and see how.
Look, the expenses is nothing to UEFA. UEFA is very rich. Look, the whole expenses, one player can handle it. So it's not about the money, but it's the what the fourth official did, and
but say no to racism.
It's something that we have been fighting. The whole world has been fighting. So
say no to racism. Yes, do things the right way, because you are from Romania. You are not from another planet. Let alone that you don't know what is going on. You are a fourth official. You're supposed to even educate the players. More. Let alone finding himself in that kind of situation. It's really it's appalling. It's worrisome, and the fact that those guys yesterday walked out on the pitch. Due to that.
They attempted to restart the match 2 hours later, but
the tension, the confidence of the players have really gone down because of what he said. And Pierre Webo is an assistant, and I have to commend him for that. Somebody who played for Cameroon, now being assistant to Istanbul Basaksehir, that's really great. It could be the next to be their main coach, or rather manager, as the case may be. So for me, I think he has done well and deserved that position. And for Dembaba to also call on his players to leave the pitch, I think it's really good, because if we don't do things this way, people will not take
because if it were a player of PSG that did this, I'm sure they will not walk off. They will try and resolve it within themselves. And because some players of PSG could be against that player, and they will be asking, "What did you say?" and all of that. If it were even the crowd, somebody from the crowd that said something that is considered racist. I don't think they will just walk off. They are going to follow that 3-step process by UEFA. But when it is an official that they were even supposed to complain to when they have been racially abused, that is guilty of this, then it becomes a very serious problem. So as I said, we hope that they will thoroughly investigate it and then take the right action. And from what they have told us, new officials will be used.
It's a slap on the face of these guys. They were supposed to handle the handle this match yesterday, and everybody will go to their various base. But now they are bringing a new set of officials to come and officiate this game. So is the fourth official has let down his colleagues because of what he said. So now, if he thinks that they can use any word, maybe in their place, it's not really bad. It should have thought of, okay, let me check out this word in English and see what it means. We have been fighting racism not today, not yesterday. People have been taking the name because of racism. People have been doing different things. Is he trying to tell us that he doesn't know what's going on? So for me, I don't think it's not right. And I'm sure even the referee association, they're also going to dig into it and ensure that there will be no repeat of this. But so far so good. I think it's good that they both work.
We'll come back to discuss Group H, because as we told you, Manchester United are out. So you might be wondering, but Manchester United are on 9 points. Paris Saint-Germain are also on 9 points. They've not played their game. What if Istanbul Basaksehir beats them? Can't Manchester United advance to the round of 16? No. I will tell you why when we return from this break.
Oga Landlord, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sonny.
I beg you. I hear say if I want open bank account, I go need NEPA bill, water bill, certificate of occupancy, CFO of this year land, and 2 guarantors. So I beg enter house, help me bring the document. Them come make I go make photocopy.
Sonny, why you dey wahala yourself like this? When you fit open Hope Wallet with your phone number, Nana.
I fit open bank account as in Nana.
Now?
Yeah, and you sure say no be those ones where person go need ATM card to take activate them?
Sonny, you fit use your phone number do transactions sharp as you dey open Hope Wallet account from anywhere. No need to dey go queue under canopy for bank. No need for documents or say you dey fill any form. Just dial *569*9# on top this your phone now.
*569*9#, abi? Oga Landlord, them send message you. Them say I welcome to Hope ES Bank.
Sonny, you don't get account with that, oh.
Just like that?
Just like that. Hope, succeed. Hope Bank on.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie dem do me.
12 spicy suya, 11 no rishi.
10 rats of my mind, 9 for hero.
8 pesa fun kwabi, 7 pepper soup, 6 sissy snails, 5 fried fish,
4 cocoa bangos, 3 party jollof, 2 giz dodo.
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Now me dey tanda to dey pay money, help people for them hustle and other bank matter them. My name na 9PSB.
Everybody listen up, let me tell you something. Better service don't like don't just sit down there look.
This now to introduce 9 Payment Service Bank, correct bank for you and me. Dial *990# or download the 9PSB app for iOS and Google Play Store. Make you start to the bank. Our bank attendant tanda for your area. With any phone, you fit open account to Kia to pay any kind bill and start to send and receive money instant. 9PSB. Now our bank be that.
Football. Let us join the soccer thrill as the Edo Queens Football Club of Benin trade tackles with the Royal Queens FC of Delta State in the Nigeria Women Football League. This is the very first match to kickstart the Women League for the 2020-2021 season. It is going to be an exciting encounter. Date, Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Venue, the rejuvenated Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City. Time, 4 p.m. Let us turn out to cheer our energetic Edo Queens while strictly observing the COVID-19 protocol. The gates will be thrown open to football fans. For further information and purchase of jerseys, contact Sabina Amiminogena Chikere on 080-350-62356 or Kate Dirisu on 080-744-13731.
Make you no sleep on top bicycle. This better don't tie rapper. For those of una whenever using an MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN don't charge. Come increase your welcome back of to 12 times your recharge when you load 100 naira and above. Yes, so no be 1, no be 2, no be 3, no be 4, no be even 10 sef. Now 12 times your recharge, then go take credit and data knock your phone. This one means if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summer you with 900 naira credit plus 300 naira data bonus. If you call recharge 200 naira, now 1,800 naira credit go drop for your phone plus 600 naira data bonus. Just make sure so you use *161* recharge pin hash, take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. This one don't pass welcome back. MTN come add Shaw Banker second term on top self. Hey, where that my MTN SIM? Make me self begin follow enjoy better too.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Achip Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM Benin City. We're talking about the UEFA Champions League and the matches that we saw last night. A bizarre game featuring Paris Saint-Germain and Istanbul Basaksehir, the fourth official accused of racism, and both teams walked off. UEFA has told us now that that match will continue today from the 15th minute. That was when the match was called off. They called it off after 14 minutes, so that match is going to resume from the 15th minute, and then we'll see what happens. But no matter what happens in that encounter, Paris Saint-Germain have already qualified for the round of 16, and that's after Manchester United. They lost their game against RB Leipzig in Germany. Leipzig took a 3-0 lead. Manchester United, for the past couple of games, they have been coming from behind to get the equalizer and even go on to win. We saw it even over the weekend when they play in the English Premier League, but it wasn't to be last night. They did their best, got 2 late goals, and it was looking like they could do it. And even in added time, there was an incident that could have led to another own goal for Manchester United. That is, if RB Leipzig had put the ball into their own net, but somehow the goalkeeper was able to save it with his leg. And when that happened, we just knew it was all over for Manchester United. So Manchester United are out. They needed their last 2 games in the UEFA Champions League. It looked like they had qualified because they were on 9 points, and they needed just a draw against Paris Saint-Germain at home to be guaranteed qualification, but they were beaten. And then yesterday, the same thing happened. It looked like they were going to get a draw, but they got beaten. So the comeback did not work this time.
Yeah, it doesn't work out all the time, especially when your opponents are studying you and looking at your strengths and weaknesses when you are playing against other teams. Since Manchester United have been playing there domestically and coming back for and winning games, they've been followed by their opponents. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, knowing fully well that all he needs is just a draw to skate through, he should have done the right thing by ensuring that it comes out with a tactics. You know how good the Germans are. They are so fast, they are skillful, and that's why they call them German machines. All the German teams, once you play, the moment you play against them, you see that stuff in them. But it's so disappointing that they are now down to Europa League, especially when they were on 9 points. I thought, okay, they could also get a victory, to make it 12 points and see how they can top the table. But last night, when they were 2-0 down, I was like, well, it's possible they can still come back. After all, their manager is one who helped them for that famous comeback in 1999, and he knows how to do those things. But at the end of the day, they went another go down, making 3-0. Then the mountain was not too much for them. Bruno Fernandes had to get a goal for them from the penalty spot, and another own goal from Konate, but it wasn't enough, and now they have crashed out. I think this will put more pressure on Solskjaer. Yeah,
he set a record, an unwanted record. He has lost 6 of his 10 Champions League matches as a manager. He won 4, so he becomes the first manager to lose 6 or more times in their first 10 games in the competition while in charge of an English side. So
really poor record for him. Yeah, if he has gotten that draw yesterday, then that would have taken them to the knockout series, and who knows, they could go on to do great stuff from there. But now they are going down to Europa League, and that is more difficult than the UEFA Champions League, because you have teams right there in Europa League that could also give Manchester United some kind of problems. But all the same, that is what you get from a major competition like the UEFA Champions League, and everyone wants to play in this kind of competition and go as far as the final. So for Julian Nagelsmann, I think I have to give him credit for what he was able to do yesterday for RB.
Okay, so if you look at Group H and you see the goal difference, Manchester United 5, Paris Saint-Germain 3, you could think, okay, if Istanbul Basaksehir, well, it's not impossible, but it's going to be really difficult. But what if they beat Paris Saint-Germain? That means that Manchester United should have a better goal difference, and so Manchester United should qualify ahead of PSG, because they will both be on the same 9 points. But no, it doesn't work out that way in the UEFA Champions League. Head-to-head comes first before you look at the goal difference, except of course if, just as we had it before this game, they were all on 9 points. RB Leipzig, Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain. So we had Manchester United at the top then because of their goal difference. That's because we had more than 2 sides on the same number of points. But once it now becomes a straight fight between 2 sides, then all that changes. So the way it is now, Manchester United are third, and whatever happens in this tonight's game between PSG and Istanbul, PSG have already qualified because Manchester United cannot go ahead of them. They are on 9 points already. Manchester United cannot play any other game. They are on 9 points. They finish on 9 points. Head to head, Paris Saint-Germain won 3-1 at Old Trafford. Yeah. Manchester United won 2-1 at the Parc des Princes. So it means that PSG did better than Manchester United. If everything had been the same, maybe Paris Saint-Germain had won 2-1, then goal difference will come in. But sad one for Fred Nitsin, Rose, and all the other Manchester United.
And it was even Patrick Kluivert's song that even did the damage, Justin Kluivert.
Yeah,
that just put everything for them. Well, I feel for Manchester United fans, honestly.
So RB Leipzig 12 points, they are through, but Paris Saint-Germain can win that group if they get a win tonight against Istanbul Basaksehir. That will mean that they will
finish ahead of RB Leipzig.
Yeah, but what's the head-to-head between them? I can't recall.
Leipzig and PSG.
Yes. What was the?
I think PSG.
No, I think PSG can win the group if they win today. Yeah. So they know that they can go on to win the group, and that, which is what you really want to do. Okay, that's what happened in Group H. Let's go to Group G. We had 2 goats in action last night. Cristiano Ronaldo of Juventus and Lionel Messi of Barcelona. Well, we don't know for how much longer we are going to see this. In the past, for about 9 years, we were guaranteed of seeing these guys face each other at least twice a season in the El Clasico. Sometimes it's even more because they could meet in the Copa del Rey, they could meet in the Champions League. But since Ronaldo moved to Juventus, this is the first time that they will be meeting. Yes, Juventus met Barcelona in a couple of weeks back, but Cristiano Ronaldo was recuperating from COVID then, so he couldn't play that game. I was even thinking maybe Messi will not play because Barcelona had already qualified, so no need to risk him. But he played yesterday. Ronaldo also started for Juventus. Eventually, Juventus won that encounter 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
A bit surprising. Well, knowing how poor Barcelona have been this season, you might think, okay, maybe not that surprising. But in the Champions League, they've done well. They've won every match until the one that they played yesterday. Juventus themselves have won every match apart from the one they lost to Barcelona. So Barcelona were the only team to beat them, and they came back yesterday and also defeated Barcelona. But the scoreline 3-0. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring 2 goals, 2 penalties that, well, they all count. If you like, call him Penaldo, but they all count. And his goal tally now in the UEFA Champions League is 134. That's ridiculous. For Lionel Messi, 118. Another ridiculous stat. And to consider that for so many years, it was Raul that was sitting at the top of the goal scorers chart. At how many goals? 71. Right now, we've got 2 players that have gone way past him, way past him. And then you have another player that has caught up with the eternal Raul. Robert Lewandowski, he's now on 71 goals. And you believe with what we've seen of the poll, that Robert Lewandowski is also going to overtake Raul this season in the UEFA Champions League. So Juventus winning that group. Yes, Barcelona has a better goal difference, 11, but you look at the head-to-head, Barcelona won 2-0 in Turin and Juventus won 3-0 in Spain. So Juventus top, 15 points goal difference 10, Barcelona second, 15 points goal difference 11. Third is Dynamo Kiev. They are going to the Europa League, and Ferencváros finished bottom of the group with just 1 point.
I think this is the best team Barcelona they faced in this group. They even when the group the group fixtures were released, we all felt okay, these 2 teams will come out first and second. Maybe Dynamo Kiev and Ferencváros will fight for the third slot, and that was how it panned out. And looking at the way they beat Juventus in the first leg without Cristiano Ronaldo missing as a result of COVID-19. So yesterday, when I looked at the lineup, I was like, yes, maybe they want someone to win away from home and see make it 1-1 between the both sides. But at the first half, it was already 2-0. I was like, what's happening? Is Messi? Although for Messi, he has done a whole lot for Barcelona, and you can't expect him to shoulder the responsibilities just like he has been doing, especially after the fallout of the transfer issues and all that, where he handled the transfer requests and all that. So for me, I think Messi is trying to just handle this season, in his own way, in the best of his ability before thinking of the next direction. Because if it were to be Messi, when the rivalry was really hot, come on, though this guy was really good yesterday, Gallego before,
he thwarted Messi several times.
Yes, several times.
Messi had 7 shots on target, yes. all seven from Barcelona.
So that tells you the goalkeeper was the one stopping him from getting one of the goals. But notwithstanding, I think Juventus, they played yesterday like they wanted to win this Champions League. Remember the last time they faced each other was in 2015. Then you have the MSN. We know how the match went. Then Pogba was still with them right there in Juventus. So for me, I think that rivalry is still there, and the fact that both of them have been facing each other since he was in Spain. But now the first time for a very long time, and Ronaldo came out tops with his Juventus side. So kudos to them yesterday for going to Spain and for beating them 3 unreplied goals at Camp Nou. That was really wonderful.
Yeah, I told you the games of last night had everything. We had the drama of 2 teams walking off. We had great goals. We had 2 goals on the pitch. We also had history. Yes, this history kind of affects Nigeria because it used to be our player who held this record, but now it has been smashed by another player from Africa, although he represents Germany internationally. We are talking about Youssoufa Moukoko originally from Cameroon, but he plays for Germany. He becomes the youngest player to feature in the UEFA Champions League. That record used to be held by our own Celestin Babayaro when he was at Chelsea. He featured for Chelsea against Steaua Bucharest in 2003, and then he was 16 years and 86 days when he played for Chelsea. But last night, Yusufa Makoko was 16 years and 18 days when he played for Borussia Dortmund.
That boy will go places. When I read about him, how he broke into the first team of Borussia Dortmund, I knew he was going to do wonders. Well, last time out, he made the bench, but he was not sent onto the pitch. But due to the fact that...
Sorry, did I say 2000 and Celestin Babayaro was... that was 1994. 1994. He was 16 years and 87 days in... 1994.
Oh, that was
because he played the Under-17 World Cup in 1993. So it was after the 1990. He then went to Anderlecht, and from there he joined Chelsea. So he was 16 years, 87 days in 1994.
And after so many years, it has been broken by somebody.
And you know, Nigeria has great history in the UEFA Champions League. The first player to score in the Champions League since it became the Champions League, the new format of the Champions League in 1992, is a Nigerian, Daniel Amokachi. He was the first. Then he was playing for Club Brugge in Belgium. He scored the first goal in the history of the UEFA Champions League.
Wow,
when it became the UEFA Champions League. Before, it used to be known as the European Cup. So he got that record, and then 2 years later, Celestin Babayaro created another record, the youngest player to feature. But yesterday, that record was broken. So Nigeria has got rich history in the UEFA Champions League, and of course, we've also won it 3 times. I hope you guys are listening now, so that when we ask you to play for Richard cards and we ask you these questions, you should be able to tell us the answers.
Yeah, the Borussia Dortmund, they had about 6-7 players who did not travel with them for this match. Brotherland is one of them. So I expected Borussia Dortmund to, even if they had lost that game yesterday, they've already qualified, so they are going to play for. But Zenit took the first half lead, but second half they turned things around. As a Witsel got a goal, and another goal came from Palasak, and that was how they won that game. So fantastic for them. They are able to do great stuff. And for the youngster Mukoko, that guy is going to go places. I'm sure very soon they'll start partnering him alongside Erling Brotherland.
And so Borussia Dortmund topped that group. Lazio, in their own game, they played out a 2-2 draw. With Club Brugge. So Borussia Dortmund won the group with 13 points from their 6 games. Second, Lazio 10 points. Club Brugge will have to play in the Europa League. They got 8 points. That is St. Petersburg, bottom of that group with just 1 point. Okay, finally now to Group E. We had Chelsea against Krasnodar, and Rennes took on Sevilla. Chelsea Krasnodar, it was a dead rubber. Chelsea knew that they were guaranteed winners of the group, even before the ball was kicked. So no matter what happened, it will not change that result. So Frank Lampard made so many changes, and eventually we had Kepa in goal. That match ended. That match ended 1-1. And in the other game, Sevilla away from home, they beat Rennes 3-1, but we knew that it wasn't going to change anything. They will be second in the group.
Yeah, Rennes has they've been very poor when it comes to both the UEFA Champions League and the domestic league. If you go and look at their stats right now, it's so poor. And I knew Sevilla, after they were bashed by Chelsea, though the two of them had already qualified, but following that 4-0 victory and all goals coming from Olivier Giroud, I knew that Sevilla would also want to end the season on the high. So playing away wasn't a problem for them because they were the form team. So they took a first half lead, and at the end of the day, it was 3-1 in favor of the Spaniards. So congratulations to the both of them for qualifying. But for Krasnodar, to have finished third with 5 points, that means they are going for the Europa League. Then for Rennes, I think they have to start afresh again. But I don't know what is happening to that team. But right now, they are so poor. Okay,
so this is the situation right now in the UEFA Champions League. The teams that have qualified, the teams that have topped their groups, okay, the group winners: Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus. The other teams that have qualified, unseeded teams: Porto, Sevilla, Lazio, Barcelona. Okay, Paris Saint-Germain will play later today, so that's when we'll know who will top the group between them and who's the other team there now?
Istanbul.
No, not Istanbul. RB Leipzig. That's when we'll know who is going to top the group between them. Okay, so when that is done, then we'll now have the draw. The draw is going to be on Monday. Okay, the teams that have won their group cannot play against themselves, and the two teams from the same country cannot play themselves. England now, nobody. Manchester United are already out, so they will not be in the unseeded team. But if they were, then they will not play against Chelsea or Manchester City or Liverpool. Okay. Let's use an example of two teams from the same country. We have Lazio. They finish as runners up in their group. Then you have Juventus. These two teams are from Italy, so Juventus cannot play against Lazio because of they are both from the same country. So they are both going to be protected. All right. So when today we have some games, and after that we will know who are the teams that have qualified and who are the teams that are out, who are the teams that are going to the Europa League. So today we have Bayern Munich against Lokomotiv Moscow in Group A. Salzburg will take on Atletico Madrid. In Group B, it will be Inter Milan versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Real Madrid will take on Borussia Mönchengladbach. In Group C, Manchester City versus Marseille. Olympiacos versus FC Porto. And in Group D, it's going to be Ajax versus Atlanta, and FC Midtjylland will be playing against Liverpool. As we told you, that's unfinished business from last night. Group H, Paris Saint-Germain will be taking on Istanbul Basaksehir.
Tonight is going to be fireworks. If Salzburg should beat Atletico Madrid, then Madrid are going to go for the Europa League. Then Salzburg will progress alongside Bayern Munich. And for Inter, they need to win Shakhtar Donetsk and progress. And Real Madrid also need to beat Borussia Mönchengladbach. So it's going to be tough matches tonight, except something dramatic happens. But I see Madrid going through.
Okay, let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Football. Let us join the soccer thrill as the Edo Queens Football Club of Benin trade tackles with the Royal Queens FC of Delta State in the Nigeria Women Football League. This is the very first match to kickstart the Women League for the 2020-2021 season. It is going to be an exciting encounter. Date, Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Venue, the rejuvenated Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City. Time, 4 p.m. Let us turn out to cheer our energetic Edo Queens while strictly observing the COVID-19 protocol. The gates will be thrown open to football fans. For further information and purchase of jerseys, contact Sabina Amiaminohena Chikere on 080-350-62356 or Kate Dirisu on 080-744-13731.
Life isn't always perfect, but we can still make it memorable. Hollandia, celebrate the season's goodness. Hollandia, ho 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 Hollandia. Share nourishing goodness this season.
Make I tell you a story where they sweet me for body. It dey save me time. It dey near my house, yeah. If you want deposit money, withdraw money, or open account, yeah. Even if your bank is far, no need to dey waste your time, yeah. Go use Eco Bank, Express Money, and your corner bank, Express Money. It near your house, Express Money. It go for everywhere. You want open account, withdraw, send money, pay your bills. Use Eco Bank Express Point within near you.
Eco Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
All right, welcome back. Once again, that game between Edo Queens and Royal Queens of Warri, it's going to be at 6 p.m. It's going to be played under the floodlight. So the Nigerian Women's Football League, well, they are the only league that's starting at the moment. Yes, they told us they will start on the 9th of December, and that's exactly what they are doing. We'll have a game today at the Samuel Ogbondia Stadium. Edo Queens taking on Royal Queens. But before that 6 p.m. encounter at the Lafia Township Stadium in Nasarawa, we'll have Nasarawa Amazons. They will be taking on FC Robo Queens of Lagos. Okay, so we'll have these games coming up in the Nigerian Women Football League. But for us here in Edo State, in Benin City, we should head to the Samuel Ogbondia Stadium at 6 p.m. to support Edo Queens as they take on Royal Queens under the floodlight. Fantastic experience. You guys go and enjoy yourselves. Okay, so that is the situation with in the Nigerian Women's Football League. Let's head back to Europe now and still talk a bit about racism. Yes, this team, they ran into trouble last time out. They were in action because fans criticized them when the fans of that club, talking about Millwall, they booed their players when they took a knee before they played against Derby County on Saturday. But yesterday they applauded their team and QPR players as they came out together holding an anti-racism banner before they played last night at the Den. That was a championship match. So at least they have kind of repented for what they did. But it wasn't, we have to state, it wasn't all the fans that were in the stadium who booed. It was just a few of them who were booing when players took the knee, and it's confused so many players, including players of Millwall, and they were like, oh, everybody is saying no to racism, yes, and we are taking the knee as a symbolic gesture against racism. So why are you now booing? So yesterday they came out and said no to inequality, that they are united for change, and the fans this time applauded them.
That's really great. For standing together in a show of solidarity. I think that was really great for them. At the end of the day, the match ended 1-1, and what matters most was that yes, they came out together, hand in hand, and also I think this goes to show that racism is something that we are going to be talking about until it is reduced to the barest minimum or wiped out of the society, because it's causing a whole lot of harm than good. But all the same, the fact that the two teams were able to come out yesterday, show solidarity, I think that was really, really, good. And the fans this time applauding them. I don't know why sometimes when you are trying to fight out something, to kick out something, then you still have some people trying to resolve that same issue. Well, I'm looking forward to a day where everyone will see each other as a human being, not depending on the color you have, whether you are from Asia, you are from Africa, or you are from Europe, it doesn't really matter. We all are running the same race, and that is where we want to go. But before yesterday's game, I think I was really happy with what I saw than the previous time that this started.
All right, let's move on now. FIFA, the 2022 World Cup hosts, talking about Qatar, they have been invited to participate in the European qualifying Group A by UEFA. This to help them to prepare for the tournament. They are going to be playing friendly games against Portugal, Serbia, Republic of Ireland, Luxembourg, and Azerbaijan. We know that as well, they've already qualified for the tournament, meaning that the results will not count for anything. Yeah, so their home matches, home in quotes, will be played in Europe to allow for short travel times for their opponents. Qatar beats Japan to win the 2019 Asia Cup. They will play the side that has a free match day, meaning they will play 10 fixtures in total.
Well, that's good for them. They are the host of the next World Cup, and they want to give a good account of themselves, and not just the host, but also going for the tournament. So by so doing, playing friendly games with these sides, I think we strengthen them. We'll put them in top shape ahead of that competition. I remember it's a Spaniard that is in charge of their team. Felix Sanchez Bas is in charge of Qatar, so he would. As a Spaniard, he knows how to get the tiki-taka game. Though this is Qatar as a national team, he could also instill it in the players and let them know, okay, let's give a good account of ourselves this time. Winning the 2019 Asia Cup by beating Japan wasn't a fluke, so they have to prove that when they host the whole world come 2022. And with these matches that are going to be playing, I think it's going to be really huge for them, just like what we are having in Africa Cup of Nations. Cameroon, who are the hosts, are also part of the qualification process, but they are the hosts and they've already qualified. So I think it's good. It's a way of putting a team in shape before tournaments.
Okay, so the Major League Soccer MLS in the United States of America, they said they lost almost $1 billion in revenue during this current year 2020 because of the coronavirus pandemic, and we know that the United States, they were the most hit in the world.
Yeah, they were the most hit, and when you look at some of the chartered planes that they had to make do with, the bubble and everything, it cost a lot, and so it happens everywhere, but they are coming out with their own losses, and I hope that this thing will flatten up, so that clubs, instead of recording gains, they are now recording losses, and which is not really good, and we are now having players getting to slash their salaries to see how they can help and all that. Really worrisome, and since the beginning of this year we've been fighting it. So as we approach the next year, I hope with the vaccine right now coming out, this could also help to stabilize the economy and also that of the clubs, their finances. But then it has happened. Let's see how they are going to make up for that in the MLS. It doesn't really be easy, not just for them alone, but for so many clubs. Even other sports have also suffered.
All right, let's go to boxing now. Kubrat Pulev, well, he said that Anthony Joshua should forget about fighting Tyson Fury because he will be the one to fight Tyson Fury, which means that he is going to beat Anthony Joshua when they meet on Saturday, the 12th of December. Kubrat Pulev is 39 years old. He's challenging Anthony Joshua for the WBA, WBO, IBF, and IBO heavyweight world titles. So he says that after he beats Anthony Joshua, then he is going to be the one to face Tyson Fury, who currently holds the WBC world heavyweight title.
Yeah, easier said than done. Yeah, you can boast, you can trash talk with your mouth and all that, but once the first bell sounds, then you know that the difference is clear. It's not how you started the race that will determine how you win it. So for me, you can boast and brag. Although when you are challenging for a bet, you have every right to say positive things, about yourself. Try to put fear in the other camp, but we know how it's going to pan out. Yes, he's a big fighter, is huge and all that, but for Joshua, he has also fought big fighters, Vladimir Klitschko, who dominated the boxing world alongside his brother. They know Vladimir met Joshua, and he knows what he got from Joshua, and ever since Joshua has fought big time fighters, and as well as others who are not as tall as he is and others. So he must have studied Pulev, and for Pulev, talking tough, I think it's good, but one thing is to talk and the other is to back it up with action. So Saturday is not far from here, and we'll get to know who is going to fight Tyson Fury at the end of the day. If he does beat Joshua, fantastic, no doubt. Fantastic, I'm applauding. But if he gets beaten by Joshua, I think he will swallow his pride and he will swallow all his words that he's saying right now.
He has had some issues off the boxing ring. Remember that there was one time he won a match, and while he was being interviewed, he decided that it would be great to kiss the journalist who was interviewing him, and then the lawyer of the journalist said, look, it was sexual harassment, and they sued him and everything. He apologized later and said he thought that the journalist was cool with it. That's why he did what he did. But he was told to go and get himself educated on how to behave with women, and let's hope he's a changed man. But of course, we're taking on Anthony Joshua, a great opportunity for him. If he wins, yeah, it was going to just throw up so many opportunities. But well, we saw what happened. Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, but the return match, Anthony Joshua absolutely dominated, and that's why he is a two-time world heavyweight champion. All right, let's return to football now. This time, We're talking about football among professionals. We've got the 4th edition of the CMD Cup. They've given us the fixtures. They did the draw yesterday, and from what we have here, Group A has S&T Wheelers, Edo Swan, the NBA, and NNPC. Group B, NMA, UBTH Strikers, Merrymen FC. Group C, Grassroots Coaches, First Bank PLC, and Uniben Staff Team. The fixtures are going to start on Saturday, 12th of December. First match will be NMA versus Merrymen. That will be at 8 a.m. It's going to be then the second one is Grassroots Coaches versus First Bank FC. That's at 10 a.m. Sunday the 13th of November, from what we have here, Edo Swan versus NNPC at 3 p.m. Then on Tuesday the 15th of December, S&T Wheelers versus MBA. Then Wednesday the 16th of December, NMA versus UBTH, and so many of the fixtures. We can't take everything, but that's what we have for the 4th edition of the CMD Cup. It's a competition organized by the Chief Medical Director of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, Dr. Darlington Obaseki, and the final is usually on the 1st of January, which is the birthday of the CMD. So, wishing all the teams that will participate the best of luck. All right, time for us to blow the final whistle. We apologize, we were unable to take your text message this morning. Hopefully in the evening we will take them. So let's take the final whistle.
We were not aggressive. We looked scared. It looked as if we had come out looking not to lose, as opposed to trying to control the game. We weren't good, not even positionally. Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman reacting to his side's 3-0 defeat to Juventus in the UEFA Champions League at the Camp Nou last night. And that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
All right, that is our package. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra. We've been doing this with Ego Sagbekan, the Sports Maestro. KU News update is at 9. Please stay tuned.